Well, it's feet up time for Kate Middleton. The expectant mum has carried out her last solo royal engagement before heading off on maternity leave.
Oh, it's so exciting. The baby is due on July 13. I am excited,
Are
Sam.
you really?
Yeah, absolutely I am. So what will she be doing until then, and what's going to happen once the baby is born? Well, joining us now is UK royal correspondent Rob Jobson. Good morning, Rob. Look, Kate has carried out her last solo engagement, but will she be making any more public appearances?
Yeah, she just launched a ship, which was her last solo engagement. In a few hours' time, she'll be at the Troop of the Colour, the Queen's birthday celebrations, and she will be out in public again. That will be her last time on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, and we won't see her as she goes on maternity leave.
I like this leopard print coat the other day. Very snazzy.
Why is it with women it's all about the fashion with Kate?
Well, because that's pretty much what royals are for.
Only $250, Sam,
Oh,
that coat.
affordable.
There you go.
Now, Rob, there's about a month to go before the baby is due to be born. Where does she spend that time? What does a royal do in this period?
We're expected to be in London, really, Sam, because she needs to be near the hospital and near the royal doctors. So she'll be, I think, staying at Kensington Palace most of the time and maybe flitting in between to see her mum down in Berkshire, about 20, 30 minutes outside of London.
Mm-hmm.
So Rob, as members of the public, when do we actually know when the baby is born? Do they almost like get trumpets and bugles from the balcony of the Royal Palace? How is it announced?
Well, if anything's to go by the last royal birth, they actually get a piece of paper and stick it on an easel outside Buckingham Palace in the forecourt, announcing what the baby, the weight, the size of the baby, and what type of baby it is, male or female. But I think with this days of modern technology, we'll get it on Twitter and on the websites too, as well as being on the forecourt of Buckingham Palace.
Right. And will they release a photo? Because I guess the paparazzi is going to go crazy over this.
Well, I should imagine there'll be about 100 or so people outside the hospital. It's not been confirmed where the hospital will be, but if it's anything to go on past times, it could be the Lindo Wing in Paddington. So there'll be about 100 or so photographers outside waiting to get that photograph. A couple of weeks after that, it's quite possible that they'll release official pictures, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of them, and they're going to try and play that quite carefully. Yeah,
we might have a look at some of the past royal photos, and I suppose this will be some interesting perspectives too, because the photos here we're seeing starting with the Queen, but by gee, they would change in value as we go through. You know, from the Queen to Prince Charles and so on and so forth.
Look at the Queen Mother. She didn't really change much, did she?
Yeah, I mean, when that baby was born, when the Queen was born, the Queen Mary, as was said, oh, she's got a lovely complexion and such a relief and joy when she was born. And I was looking at old footage earlier of Prince Charles. He looked like he was in permanent shock most of the time, actually.
You can tell that's Charles because of the ears.
I think he's quite a body baby, really. He looks
There's
quite cute.
William.
Well, William, of course, they christened Willie the Wombat, but because he came down with his mum and dad to Australia, and they said he looked a bit like a wombat. Now, he was a terror, Prince Harry, yeah, he was a problem. Most of the time when he was a little baby, when he got a little bit older, Sam, the nannies used to have real problems, and they used to pin him up against the wall because he was kicking and fighting so much.
Oh,
and that's
really?
little Kate. You could barely see Kate in that picture there, but she, of course, is the mum-to-be.
Okay. Yeah, so, okay. Well, look, it's very exciting. Just a month to go.
I am genuinely excited, and I think.
Are you really?
And I think the thing that's changed, Rob, isn't it, is that we feel like we know the royals so intimately now with the media coverage that they get. So we're really going along this ride with them.
Well, I think so, and also it's going to be quite different, I think, going forward for the royal parents, because, you know, everyone's got a mobile phone. They can take photographs of them if they're wandering around, you know, with a buggy or whatever. It's going to be a lot different to it, even when William and Harry were little children, when there was, you know, they got followed by photographers, but there were no mobile phones to take pictures. So it's going to be difficult for them to keep that privacy as well as sort of keep us all interested and give us the photographs that we want.
What's your tip for a name, Rob? Boy and girl.
I can't see it being too complicated, but for a girl, maybe Alexandra. I'm sure Diana will be one of the names if it's a girl. For a boy, I think George, Philip, both of those names will be in there in some way, I think. All
I know is if the first photo is a royal selfie from Kate, I'm going to be filthy on social media forever.
I doubt that'll happen.